You can have 1,000 positive comments, but that one hate comment is going to be the one thing that your brain hyper focuses on, because it's just naturally easier for it to get an emotion spiked out of that. So when you are thinking about your goal and what you want, and you think about, okay, well, what if this doesn't work out? Like, what am I going to do if this doesn't work out? That fear building up inside of you, that emotion becomes stronger than your desire, and you actually being able to work towards what you want. You start creating ideas in your head, like, all right, I can do X, Y, and Z if this fails or if this doesn't work. And usually that means that you're creating a plan B. Hi everyone, it is Willow. This video is for the people who are having the mentality right now of what if it all doesn't work out. They have big dreams, goals, and aspirations for themselves, and if you've been working on it, if you haven't been working on it, you're thinking to yourself, well, what if this all doesn't work out? What am I going to do? What's going to happen? And maybe that fear right now is a little bit louder than your desire for what you actually want. So I'm gonna try to help you change your perspective a little bit on achieving your dreams and show you how you can exactly achieve them without having that fear in the back of your mind. Make it a little bit easier for you to strive towards that goal, and also just get rid of anything that you are thinking you're going to have to settle for. I don't want anybody to settle for what it is they truly desire and what it is that they want. A plan B is never going to be what you actually want. It's going to be what you think is safer and what you think that your maximum capacity or capabilities are. When you are beyond a plan B, you deserve your plan A. You genuinely do deserve it. But I understand that sometimes that fear speaks louder than your actual desire or your belief in you being able to achieve that. You shouldn't have to create a whole different plan for what it is and outside of what it is that you want, but you should be able to just find another route. You just have to find another path that's going to get you to the end goal of your plan A. So I often look at a lot of business owners, right? A business owner, their end goal is always going to be to own a business, to be a successful business owner, to own a business. A lot of businesses, number one, they don't start off in what they originally started as. So one business may start off as like a cupcake company, right? And then it eventually ends up turning into, I don't know, like a bakery or like a bread company. You know, it switches. It's gonna be in the same type of like vicinity, but a lot of the times it doesn't automatically start off the way that you think it's gonna start off. Not even to add that there are so many business owners that own a business today that are so successful that didn't necessarily start off with that business. They had multiple other businesses that had failed, different trials and errors and things, maybe even different fields. Like maybe they weren't even owning a business, they were doing other things that failed before they got to the point that they wanted to get to. But at the end of the day, they were always determined into their end goal, which was being a successful business owner, and they achieved it regardless of how many times they failed, regardless of what happened. They knew that I'm going to achieve plan A, even if that means I have to find different routes for it. They didn't have a plan B. They weren't like, I'm going to be a successful business owner, and if that doesn't work out, then I am going to, I don't know, be a lawyer. Like they didn't have these like different plans for themselves. They saw, okay, I'm going to be a business owner and I'm going to strive for it as much as I can in order to achieve that. And as long as I stay focused on that end goal and I continue to keep going, applying different routes, it's going to have to happen one way or the other. You're never going to get it right the first time. Just like anything in life, everything is building a skill. It's going to take time. It's going to take practice and patience. You're never going to get it right the first time, and that's okay. Failure is inevitable. I think it is so commonly looked at as a bad thing, especially in a society, I should say, where We have the internet that glamorifies like all of the highlights of life and like all of the positive and beautiful things. Nobody really gets to see a lot of the failures that happen behind closed doors. And when I tell you that it is inevitable for failure to happen, you're going to have failure throughout your path. It is your responsibility to not give up when that failure does happen. You're going to have to continue to rise above it. And rising above it is either finding a new formula, finding a new path, finding a new way to get to your destination. When you focus a lot of your energy and time into one thing, you will become very aware of it and start to see how many possibilities, opportunities, and routes open up. It is honestly kind of amazing how we tend to put a lot of our focus into something, and the moment that we start doing it or we start seeing like momentum coming from it, it's like everything starts to pick up like faster and faster and faster and faster, because our body is now becoming aware to, okay, this is possible, this can happen. Like, you just have to continue to keep going and be open to the journey and all of the routes that will open up for you along the way. Instead of creating a plan B, find a formula and stick to that formula. Stick to that formula for as long as you can. Every little seed that you plant, every time that you water it, every time that you continue to feed it, there is progress being made in that area. Even if you can't see it right now, eventually your fruits will bear. It is truly going to happen. You just have to continue to stay consistent in it. And if your formula, you've been doing it for a really long time and you're not seeing any progress, and not seeing any progress is very different than slow progress. Slow progress is still progress. It is actually great progress, and progress that is needing to be happening because you're in a position where you're being shaped and molded and created into an amazing being. But if you are doing a formula and you're failing, or you have failed and you're feeling discouraged, or you're really like not seeing anything, like nothing is working, do not give up, but maybe tweak your formula a little bit. It is genuinely closer than you think that it is. You just have to keep continuing to water and feed the seed that you're planting in order to pair your frequency to it. It's a matter of time, genuinely, before it does come into your physical reality and you're embodying the experience that you've been already knowing that you can achieve and have been having belief in. Don't create a plan B. A plan B is the only way that you are going to be telling yourself secretly but subconsciously that you failed at plan A and you have to go settle for something less. And that is the one thing that I do not want for you. When you hear a lot of spiritual advice like just keep going, don't give up, continue to meditate on it, envision it, embody it, I know that it can be very discouraging, especially because we are, yes, spiritual beings, but we also are in a physical reality and in physical bodies embodying a real physical experience, which means that there are problems, there's pushback, and there are obstacles that are real. I just want to say that you are still going to be able to achieve what you desire throughout all of those obstacles, pushbacks, and problems. But if there is one thing that you do, and if you are feeling overwhelmed, just stick with your formula and detach from the timeline. Because we have these problems, we are so quick to rush everything and to be like, I just need this problem fixed now, I need it fixed now. But in that process, in that mentality, we kind of try to rush what it is that we are planting and growing and trying to reap fruits from. And obviously, if you've watched previous videos of mine, I have spoken about how good things do take time. And these are those moments where you're gonna want to be like, okay, this isn't working, I just need to go off with a different plan. But that's not the case. It is working exactly how it needs to. Your problems, even if you did achieve what you wanted in that moment, it may not even fix the problems that you were currently having. So detach yourself from the timeline and when everything is going to happen, and just focus on your formula and remaining consistent in it. And if it doesn't work and you don't see, genuinely, you do not see any type of progress, again, little progress is still progress, then I say start switching up your formula a little bit more and tweaking it. But do not become discouraged or fearful by what is happening physically, even though it is real life and we got bills to pay and we got things to do. Know that like everything is still working for you and working in a way that it's going to benefit you down the line. Everything's going to fall eventually into place, as always. But do not give up. Don't give up. Don't lean into the fear, and don't lean into the question of the what if. Like, what if I fail? What if I lose everything? Do not lean into that energy, because that energy is powerful. Your body is going to embody that experience, and that's the exact opposite of what we want. Especially when you manifest, so many people always talk about the experience and the feeling of it. You have to be in that state, even when you have faith like in the Lord that he's going to provide for you. Your posture is so telling with everything that you do, and the way that you walk, move, behave, and speak. Your posture of how much you actually trust the Lord and how much faith you have in him that he is going to help you move the mountains in your life genuinely shows. So continue to practice that. Continue to embody your plan A. Do not give up on it. You do not need a plan B. Your plan A is going to work regardless of how many failures, regardless of how many obstacles come your way. Even if that requires you making a new path, it's going to happen. It's inevitable, I promise. Detach from the timeline, detach from the actual end goal in a way that's like, I want this by tomorrow or by next year. Detach from it. Allow yourself to embrace what is currently happening and where you currently are. Try to focus on the positives in the present moment. Like, oh my god, I hate that. I hate how I said that, but like, it is genuinely one of those things where it's like, the moment you start to realize that like your problems that you have right now, even if they were solved, the moment they become solved, you're going to have more problems in a different area. That's just life. There's polarity. There's never going to be a moment in your life where you're like, I have absolutely no problems, and if it is, it's gonna last for maybe a season, and then there's going to be some more stuff that piles up. So I just like to say that the moment you start focusing on your positive and like you're literally embodying the beauty of where you're currently at and continuing to remain steady and consistent in that formula that you created for yourself, it's going to happen in a matter of time. You deserve it all. You deserve the abundance. You deserve your plan A. Do not go lower. Don't aim lower. Do not give up. Continue to shoot for everything that you deserve and that you know that you will be able to achieve. Even if it means that you need to find a different route, find your different route, find your different flow, but don't give up so soon. You don't need a plan B, I promise you. I love you so much. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.